Have you ever found yourself bending over backwards, altering who you are, or giving up your own happiness just to satisfy a woman? You're not alone. Many men find themselves in this situation, mistakenly thinking that this is the path to harmony and affection. But what if I told you there's ancient wisdom spanning thousands of years that suggests a different perspective? Yes, I'm talking about Stoicism. Today, we're delving into the core of Stoic philosophy to uncover 6 principles you should never compromise for women, or anyone else for that matter. This isn't about pointing fingers or implying you shouldn't care about the women in your life. On the contrary, it's about learning how to care in a way that's healthy, respectful to both you and them, and ultimately more rewarding. Picture this. You've canceled plans you were excited about because she subtly hinted she wanted to do something else. You've bent your values to align with hers, even when it felt wrong. Or maybe you've drifted away from friends because she wasn't fond of them. Sound familiar? These situations don't lead to the balanced, healthy relationships we desire. Instead, they set the stage for resentment and a loss of self. But don't worry, Stoicism provides a guiding light. Let's explore how to navigate the complexities of relationships without losing yourself along the way. Ready? Let's embark on this journey together. Number 1. Sacrifice your personal freedom. Freedom in the grips of passion or the desire to appease others can easily lead to a compromise of our autonomy. You might cancel plans you were looking forward to, suppress your own interests, or even change your perspectives just to align with someone else's expectations. It might feel like love, but is it really? Stoicism encourages us to question these sacrifices. Are we surrendering our personal freedom for affection? Or are we cultivating a relationship where both individuals can thrive independently? Think about it. Your integrity and freedom are invaluable. They are the essence of who you are. When you exchange them for someone's approval, you're not just losing a part of yourself. You're setting a tone for the relationship that is neither sustainable nor healthy. According to Stoicism, relationships should not be about losing oneself, but about mutual growth, respect, and understanding, all of which are anchored in the freedom to be yourself. So before you bend your will to fit into someone else's world, take a moment to pause and reflect. Are you acting out of genuine love and respect, or are you sacrificing your autonomy out of fear and the need for validation? Remember, a relationship built on the foundation of mutual respect for each other's freedom and individuality is not only strong, but enduring. Let's not trade our priceless freedom for temporary approval. Instead, let's aim for relationships that honor and celebrate our autonomy, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Number 2. Suppress your emotions. Imagine trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The harder you press it down, the more forcefully it will pop back up, often in surprising ways. Similarly, when we suppress our emotions in an effort to keep peace in a relationship, we aren't resolving anything. We're merely delaying the inevitable outburst of feelings. This is not the Stoic way. Stoicism encourages a healthy relationship with our emotions, one where we acknowledge, understand, and manage them, not one where we deny their presence. Suppressing your emotions or neglecting your emotional needs for the sake of a relationship isn't just unhealthy, it's unsustainable. This suppression leads to a buildup of resentment, misunderstandings, and ultimately, disconnection not only from your partner but also from yourself. The Stoic approach is to confront our emotions directly, to analyze them with reason, and to express them constructively. It's about finding a balance between emotion and reason, ensuring that neither is given unchecked control. Communication is a fundamental part of this philosophy. Being honest with yourself and expressing your feelings openly isn't a sign of weakness, but of strength and self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, highlighted the significance of self-reflection and honesty in all areas of life, including our emotional world. Number 3. Losing your independence. Seneca, with his sharp wisdom, warned us against allowing our peace and happiness to become excessively reliant on external circumstances, including relationships. This doesn't mean we shouldn't value and nurture our connections with others, but rather that we shouldn't base our entire sense of self-worth or happiness on them. Picture a tree. It may lean towards the sun, enjoy the benefits of the rain, and even support other life forms. Yet, its growth, strength, and survival ultimately depend on its roots and the nourishment it draws from the earth. Similarly, when we tie our happiness or self-worth to someone else, we become like a tree depending on an external source for stability. When that source falters, we risk collapsing. Seneca's caution invites us to deepen our roots, to find strength and nourishment from within ourselves. Cultivating independence isn't about isolating ourselves or avoiding emotional connections. On the contrary, it's about creating a solid foundation within ourselves so that our relationships can become sources of joy and growth, rather than crutches or confinements. It involves engaging deeply with our own interests, pursuing personal goals, and building a sense of self that remains strong in the face of life's inevitable shifts and challenges. Discovering contentment within is a personal journey that requires introspection, honesty, and sometimes the courage to face our inner shadows. It's about acknowledging our desires, fears, and aspirations, and understanding that while others may enhance our journey, they cannot be the sole path to fulfillment. This inner contentment becomes a wellspring of strength, not only for ourselves, but also for our relationships. When we no longer depend on someone else to fill our voids, we interact with them from a place of wholeness, not from a sense of deficiency. Number 4. Committing to something to please her. Imagine, if you will, a situation where you're asked to participate in something that conflicts with your core values or personal interests. It could be as simple as pretending to enjoy a hobby that doesn't engage you, or as complex as making life decisions that don't align with your goals or principles. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in harmony with nature, our own nature. This means acknowledging and respecting our preferences, dislikes, values, and principles. When we deviate from this path for the sake of someone else's happiness, we not only lose our authenticity, but also weaken the foundation of trust and respect within the relationship. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, eloquently spoke about the inner fortress that each person must build and defend. This fortress is a symbol for our core self, our principles, and our virtues. To compromise these for fleeting affection or to avoid conflict is like leaving the gates of our fortress unprotected. True, lasting connections are built not through self-betrayal, but through mutual respect and an understanding of each other's genuine selves. It's about finding shared ground while standing firmly in your own truth. The Stoic approach isn't about being inflexible, but about deep self-awareness and integrity. It urges us to ask ourselves, is this action aligned with my true self? Does it uphold my virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? When the answer is no, it's a signal to pause and reconsider. It's a reminder that love and respect, both for ourselves and from others, thrive in the light of authenticity, not in the shadows of compromise or conformity. So, before you commit to something solely to please her, reflect on the Stoic wisdom that advises us to honor our essence first. This isn't about selfishness, but about self-respect. It's about fostering a relationship where both individuals are encouraged to be their best and truest selves. This doesn't diminish the love you share. It enriches it, creating a bond that is not just about momentary pleasure, but about the joy of a shared journey toward growth and understanding. Number 5. Ignoring reason for passion. Picture your relationship as a journey. Passion can be the wind in your sails, driving you forward with excitement and speed. However, Without the steering of reason to guide you, that same wind could lead you crashing into the rocks. Stoics like Epictetus taught that we should not be ruled by our impulses, but in control of them, navigating our lives with wisdom and foresight. This doesn't mean suppressing our desires, but rather understanding them, questioning them, and aligning them with our deeper values and objectives. In the throes of a passionate relationship, it's easy to let emotions dictate our behavior, to make compromises that clash with our fundamental beliefs, or to overlook warning signs that we might have seen if we weren't blinded by passion. Here lies the wisdom of the Stoics. They remind us that reason should be the filter through which we evaluate our feelings, ensuring that our actions and relationships aren't just reactions to temporary emotions, but are decisions made with clarity and foresight. This Stoic teaching applies not only to handling conflicts or making major decisions, but also to the small daily choices we make in our relationships. It's about choosing to communicate openly rather than reacting defensively, showing patience instead of frustration, and seeking to understand before jumping to conclusions. By letting reason guide these moments, we create a relationship that is not only passionate but also resilient, respectful, and deeply connected.